Well, now to Ethiopia, where opposition leaders are accusing the government of using the state of emergency powers to clamp down on political opponents. Ethiopia declared the decree last October following months of protests that turned violent. Activists say thousands of people were killed by government troops, a charge denied by authorities in Addis Ababa. Prominent opposition leaders like Dr. Mira Guduna, the head of the Oromo political movement, have been detained and face serious charges. A number of them are accused of committing terrorist acts and attempting to overthrow the government. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Dr. Awol Allo, a lecturer in law at Keele University in the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for coming in. When we look at this state of emergency now, what is your take on it? Is it actually preventing atrocities, or is it just clamping down on political opponents now?
I think, first of all, the state of emergency declared by the Ethiopian government in October last year and then extended at the end of March this year is really nothing new. It's simply a manifestation of an already existing system of repression. So they declared the state of emergency formally. What that formal declaration did is simply sort of codify and provide a legal framework for authorities' extraordinary power that the government has already been using. So it's really nothing new. What it did was, in fact, sort of scare people, prohibit whatever small spaces that are already available, which allowed people to organize and mobilize themselves. So in that sense, it did help the government in terms of completely suppressing the protest. But the suppression of the protest in official didn't end the emergency. The government extended the emergency by the end of March.
But we've seen other countries and other leaders use the states of emergency and new rules, particularly about social media, so that they can have more control, so that they can stay in power. Is that what's happening here?
Ethiopia is a country that is characterized by extreme political repression, economic deprivation, and cultural subordination. So the government already exercises huge amount of extraordinary power beyond the limits that the constitution allows it. So the recent state of emergency sort of allowed it to provide a legal framework, what has already been there, the power that the government already uses. And of course, precisely because of the emergency, quite a number of people, close to 26,000 people, have been arrested and kept in detention camps.
There are lots of numbers though being bandied around, aren't there? Some people are saying it's many more people than that, but the official figures are around about 10,000. Where is the truth in the amount of arrests and detentions?
It is very difficult to trust the Ethiopian government because there is no independent media that can fact check the government or provides information that is independent, especially during the state of emergency when there is a complete ban on information. The political opposition, individuals, journalists are not allowed to provide information to foreign media and also to domestic media. So the government's figure is around 11,000, but independent organization put the number of people who were arrested to at 26,000. So the figure of 26,000 was actually used by the UN chief for human rights.
But how long is this sustainable? You see other powers that try and keep this kind of control on the population, and this is what you get. You get people breaking out, people becoming violent. Is it sustainable? Is a state of emergency going to be ongoing forever, and people have just got to get used to it?
I don't think the government would continue to impose the state of emergency because they already have, as I said, that power to control. But what has really helped the Ethiopian government over the course of the last 15 years is the narrative of the war on terror and this narrative of Ethiopia as an economic success story. The war on terror allowed the government to not only receive financial, economic, as well as technical support from the West, but also to sort of eliminate every critical voice, including political opposition and journalists, from the political sphere. So people that you mentioned, for example, Marara Gudina, who is an academic and also the leader of political party, Bekkele Garba, someone that is absolutely committed to a non-violent means of struggle. Jonathan Tesfaye, a very young, charismatic individual who was sentenced just recently to 6 years and a half simply for posting statements on Facebook. So the war on terror is being used as an instrument to provide sort of believability and credibility to the repression that has been ongoing.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks for having me.